Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Sandbox Media. So today we're going to be doing a follow-up topic to the topic we did yesterday, actually, about the toxicity in the Overwatch community. And another article came out where Jeff Kaplan, who is the game director for Overwatch, said that basically that they have had to spend resources that were allocated to developing better history on the game, like matching you better with other players based on the history and all that stuff.
Replay modes.
Yeah, replay modes, all those types of features. The people that were working on that stuff had to address the toxicity issue, so therefore the game is not going to be as improved as it could be, essentially is what he's getting at. So what's your take on this?
You know, I think he's just making a lot of excuses, honestly. These issues are not new. Every online multiplayer game that's ever existed has had this problem. Everybody's always had their own way of dealing with it. You report a player for abuse or whatever, whether it's on Call of Duty or Battlefield or whatever it is. It's nothing new, so I don't understand. And they even had this for the PC version of Overwatch when it came out. They had a punishment type system for people that were being abusive or whatever. And it was not on console when it released on console. It was, I'm not sure how long it took before they actually put something on console. But, there was a lot of issues with players asking for it, wanting to know why it wasn't on console. And I guess the system that they have going on there right now is still not really working the way they would like for it to. So this is something that should have been thought about before the game even released.
I agree completely, 100%. Because like you said, this stuff is not new. Blizzard had to have known Overwatch was going to be huge, especially with the free DLC thrown in. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
that should have been implemented before. And another point that I want to make about this is that Blizzard is not a poor company. This is a very stable company. And you're telling me that the guys that were working on the cool stuff like replayability and the history feature where it's going to match you with better players, you don't have enough employees to fix that or enough money to hire a third-party company to come in and do it?
Right.
I mean, that's just kind of a bogus move, and I agree with you. It's just kind of excuses.
Yeah.
I hate to be a dick, but come on.
It's not. They need to be called out for it because it's just... You're saying you're taking time and resources away from actually improving the game, adding new characters, new maps, new modes to address these abuse issues within the community. And he even states that it should be up to the community to try to right this, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
He's right to an extent. Yeah. I mean,
Blizzard can't do nothing about it if the players don't report.
Yeah, if we're all the time hanging out and I'm always super positive, it's going to rub off on you.
Yeah. Or
vice versa. If I'm super negative, that's going to rub off on you also. So to play with somebody and them say, "Oh man, great shot," then you're automatically like, "Hey, this dude's pretty cool," Or if you say, "Oh, dude, what are you doing?" Then you're all of a sudden on defensive mode. So I see what he's saying. Yes, the community should drive to eliminate themselves, but ultimately it comes down on the developer to have something set in place
for those players that don't do that and are just negative.
Right. And Grand Theft Auto did it perfect, really, in my opinion. They've got you've got your regular online lobbies, and then you've got people that go, say, you got personal vehicles on there. If somebody blows up your personal vehicle too many times, then they get stuck in this little pool of bad players where, you're just playing with asshole players all the time because that's where you deserve to be. So maybe, that's the answer for games like Call of Duty and Overwatch. Maybe, if you get reported for abuse 2 or 3 times, then, all right, that's it. You're going to play with people that are just like you, and you're just going to be miserable with them.
Yeah, and again, I agree with what you said in the last video. Just the solution here is to simply start your own party or mute people. Yeah. That should be your first line of defense. Now, if they're harassing you on the system and stuff still and sending you messages, then the report system should be in place.
Yeah.
But again, I don't understand why all of a sudden this... it's like they just didn't expect nobody to be mean while playing the game. That's what they thought was going to happen. That's just ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. It's not something that's new. online harassment is something that's been around since the internet was created.
Yep.
I mean, and it's going to be there as long as the internet's here. It's not going to go away. I mean, you've got your online bad guys. I mean, we've seen it in our comments section.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of the internet. It gives people sort of a mask to either say what they really want to say or just be dicks just because they're not happy in their life, you know?
Yeah.
And I touched on that in the last video.
I think that, you know, I'm not saying that it's an excuse on why they don't have content rolling out constantly, but, you know, I think that he shouldn't have came out and said what he said.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big controversy to me, but it was just kind of a stupid thing. Like, dude, don't make excuses.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's like me saying I can't get my work done because, you know, I don't have enough time. Like, no, I can stay over after and work overtime and get my work done. You know what I mean? Like, and when you're in charge of a big game like this, there's no excuses. You have to do that. If you want to have a sort of thriving community and really build this into a gigantic machine that can make you money and keep people entertained for long periods of time, then you have to put in that work, and you can't come out and say, oh, well, we can't develop new stuff and keep this game interesting because you guys are toxic.
Yeah.
Like, that's just stupid.
Y'all are just being a bunch of assholes,
Yeah.
so now we got to work on monitoring you guys instead of making some, you know, pretty cool new characters or whatever.
Yep.
But the only thing I'm going to add to this is they already had something on there for PC when the game launched. I don't know if maybe they cut that last minute to get the game to launch on console on time.
I have no idea.
But I don't know. There's no reason for it to have not been there
Yeah, I totally agree.
from the start.
So we're going to wrap the video up here, guys. But one more thing. If you notice our intro, we actually had I guess we can call him a fan or somebody that watches our videos and comments quite frequently, Ethan Draws. Thank you so much for making that intro. We really appreciate that. If you guys are in the market for an intro, you can definitely hit him up. We'll put him in the description of this video. And
He's got a YouTube channel
that
you can check out and, you know, subscribe to him if you would like, and check out all of his content. That way you can get an idea what kind of stuff he does.
Yep. All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.